We're off and running. Hey Sandy, hey Alison, hey Patsy. Sunday stream a touch early and we're going to go a touch longer today. How are we all doing? Are we all right? What have I done here? Hey Viv, hey Viv, hey Lizzie. Hey Redline. Happy Easter to you too, Viv. Hi Charlotte. Yep, happy Easter everybody. Hope your day has been filled with chocolate. Finally able to catch me Sunday live tomorrow, as tomorrow is a holiday. Yep. Hello, Eld Flaman's stall. Patsy's okay. Busy sorting out the hut outside, so we're a bit knackered. Oh, bless you. Hi, Kay. Yeah, happy Easter indeed. Yeah, and the luxury of a day off tomorrow. Oh, thank you, my love. The brews have just arrived. Keep me going with the drink. I'm continuing on my new start, my Christmas cat. Someone forgot to tell the weather it was Easter weekend. Yeah, we're expecting it to be cold here tomorrow and some rain. Hannah and I are off on a long walk tomorrow, and which is expected to take us most of the day. So we have been sort of checking out things tonight, ready for that. So Lizzie, I don't celebrate Easter. I've treated myself to loose leaf chocolate tasting tea. Oh, right. Okay. Never heard of that. Hey, Singer. Hey, Esther. Yeah, we are prepared for the weather. So, yeah. As I said, just a tad early. It means that we'll be able to be here for a tad longer, which will be nice. No work tomorrow. Hey, Celia. Happy Easter to you too. So, yeah, busy on my complete opposite season, busy on my Christmas cat. And I've just got the witchy cat left tomorrow. I've been, not tomorrow, for Wednesday. So I've been busy preparing thread for that. I got the kit out today and I snipped up all the threads ready. So that's all ready to go. My last scheduled new start. Hey Red, nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Silly, the weather here has been absolutely brilliant. 8 degrees, sunny, no wind, and she's been inside stitching away. It's been all right here today, but it just feels a bit cold, a bit cool. It is bloody cold. Anna says it is bloody cold. while you're there, me and Hannah went and had nails done. So I've got this greeny tealy colour. And Hannah is just polishing hers.
I'm not sure clean. I ain't got no chocolate on them.
And Hannah has gone for some very pretty spring colours.
Yeah, I got my hand.
So there we go. Hannah loves having her nails done. She's covered in chocolate at the minute, it being Easter Sunday. So there we go. What am I doing now? I've finished a new start wheel. So I've got one more new start to go, which I will start this coming Wednesday. Then next week I will be starting my May Stitch Mania Sal piece. But after I will be starting to put some projects on another wheel for 2 finishes for 1 start. So whenever I get 2 pieces finished, I will allow myself 1 new start. I've got some full coverage and some non-full coverage to go on that wheel. And I am just adding stuff to that wheel as I feel like I'm adding what I fancy to stitch to it. So, and yeah, so for every 2 finishes, I will have 1 new start going forward. Because now I have 20 something whips, which is a lot. I'm doing well. How are you guys? Not bad, Red, not bad. Esther was stitching the night before Christmas. Hannah, Lizzie says your nails are lovely. And Kay says nice colour combo. Cindy says lovely nails. Patsy says gorgeous. Hey Diane, happy Easter. Hi Cheryl. Esther says pretty nails. Patsy says it's been absolutely gorgeous where she is today. Diane's been visiting her daughter, now home stitching. Supper will go in the oven in a couple of hours. Cool. Sounds like a lovely day. So we today have had my stepdad for Easter dinner. I did a leg of lamb. And we all thoroughly enjoyed it. And we've had a bit of a chocolatey sort of pudding, haven't we? Maybe. Are you enjoying looking through my magnifier, Hannah?
Not really. I'm a bit dilly, actually.
Hannah?
What?
Can
you do me a favour?
No.
That's all right, actually. To be fair.
No argument. Has chocolate calmed them down? Well, Lauren's in the bath at the minute. So they're currently separated by virtue of the bath. So, yeah, but they've been eating chocolate for much of the day. Of course, you know, they're both at that age. I can't make them eat properly, but I can encourage them. But, you know, hey, it's 1 day a year. Cheryl is busy working on her Disney cross stitch. We know what Esther's working on. 'Twas the night before Christmas. What about the rest of you? What have you all got on hoop and frame today? Of course, it's my Christmas cat. But yes, I'd be interested to know what you guys are busy working on. I've had a busy stitchy day today as well. I got in 1,000 stitches on London Night Orange. And then I got 300 stitches in on Night Cafe as well. But yeah, we did a roast lamb, leg of lamb dinner, and we had a Cadbury's cream egg trifle for pudding, which was nice, wasn't it, love?
Yes. You have
the meter readings I've seen, yeah. Thank you.
At least when you finish your stream.
Yeah. And my stepdad's thoroughly enjoyed it, as have we. And Andy has had this kind of daft grin on his face because he's got a happy tummy.
I like lamb.
Yep. Hey Enid. Red, the colour for this is 498. Maddie is working on Harmony. Patsy's still working on Hidden Harbour. Red's got the stamp kit out in the bid to finish. Cindy is working on Steampunk Owl. Can't wait to put it down. Viv is working on her A Pretty Python. Enid, husband has lovingly shared his nasty cold bug with her. Oh dear. Lizzie worked on Heather earlier, doesn't stitch during lives. Worked a little on Sailing Ferry as well in the last few days. Kate is working on the Hade Sal. The last 2 pages fit in the Nerds, the colour completing. Redline, working on an embroidery whip with hundreds of French knots in it. Oh, crikey. Hey, Gail, working on a Hade Sal Innocent Dreams, 85%, 10,000 stitches left in that portion. Hey, Mona, happy Easter to you too. Hope you're doing well. I can see Catherine's coming in from Facebook. I'll just whiz and have a look at what she says. Just bear with. Yes, I have to move now because that red is done there. So, okay, just moving my camera a little bit. Oh, got a hair there. There we go. 6 inbox messages. How did I get 6 inbox messages? Wow. Popular tonight. Catherine says, happy Easter to all. A bit late in, middle of multitasking. Battle hoping to finish by the end of the month on her pass. You are not late in at all, Catherine. I am early. So don't worry about that.
It's not even 7:30 yet.
Exactly.
Which means you're still early no matter what.
Kay is nearly caught up with you, Gail. She has just over 12,000 stitches left in her Hade Sal piece, which is the roses. Okay, let me just find where these stitches are. So, not there. I just said a right screen.
Yeah, there's a kid outside. Thankfully, not the kid next door.
This pair of monkeys.
What, next door?
I saw my parents on a Nerge hoops. They ordered a pack each. Mum's 4 pink ones and Dad 3 green ones. Need more Nerges. Sandy's busy working on her Nora Corbett. The letter K, just backstitching and beading to go. By the way, Sandy, I did drop you an email. I hope you've got it. Hey Monique, evening, just had to watch F1 and they're finished now. Happy Easter. Hey Anna Karen, Mona is working on Sampler Americana Blue by October House. Oh great, good. I'm glad that you got it, Sandy. Sorry for the delay, but I do get there in the end. I just have to get my brain working a little bit, as I'm sure you can appreciate. Charlotte busy with the wheel of names. Fingers crossed if it will work. I'm sure it will. Okay, Maddie, kids have been far too noisy today. I had to go out and remind them not to run in front of cars and to stop screaming. Yeah, we have a couple of kids next door who are very noisy. Very noisy. I often hear them when I'm busy working, and it can be quite distracting because toddlers who have perfected the art of the blood-curdling scream. Enough said. I can hear one outside having a good old shout now. I've realised Q-snaps do not work well for me, says Lizzie. I've never liked them. I had a Q-snap that I got for free from Creating Crafts some years back, and I tried it and I didn't like it, and I tried it again and still didn't like it. I left it for a bit, tried it again, still didn't like it, gave it away. Got rid of it. I actually swapped it. My sister, she gave me some hoops. I gave her a Q-snap because she can't get on with hoops. she prefers something that's got a little bit more volume to it, shall we say, because Q-snaps obviously are a bit bigger and bulkier, aren't they? Hi Laurie. Hey Hannah. No, you're not late at all. It's me. I am a tad early. Okay, so it's absolutely fine. You are not late at all. All good. Hope you're having a lovely Easter. And as a little one enjoyed. Diane doesn't do Q-snaps either. Hurt my hands trying to pull them on and take them off. Yeah, that's the other problem with them. Maddie, my nephew's 2 years old and behaves better than these kids and teens and always asks his mum before walking to mine. I'm next door, but he still asks and says, Aunt Maddie's house. Oh. Oh. That is so lovely, that. So, yeah, so this one, the Christmas cat, I've kind of fallen into colour completing with it. This is, like I said earlier, this is colour 498, which is quite a deep red, a very sort of a dark ruby. And it's quite nice. She had a fab time hunting and retelling the Easter story. Lovely. My girls have just sat and eaten chocolate all day. Yeah, that's the Easter story for them. The Easter story is, how many eggs do I have this year? How many colours? Not many, actually. I think it's about 33. Let me just check. View PDF. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 38. So not that many. 38. It's the 33 is well 34,499 stitches. So it's not a massive piece either. So yeah, and this one was a freebie that I nabbed from Gecko Rouge a couple of years ago. They very, very rare with freebies, and you know, it's the only one I've ever known. And of course I got the witchy cat and I was like, oh yes, the Christmas cat, it'll go nicely with that. So well, she tells it like we've never heard it. It's funny to hear, and yes, lots of egg eating. Diane says, have a lovely stream today. I've got to do some dreaded cleaning. Oh, heck. It should be banned on a Sunday, Diane. No cleaning on a Sunday. Sandy says, it'll be finished in no time. Well, I hope so. This one shouldn't take too long. I'm already up to 3%. So it's shockingly quick already. But it's such a cute piece. I agree, but company will be coming and I don't want to scare them away. Bless you. Hey Vicky, happy Easter to you too. Oh crack, I keep getting his hair caught. Oh no, it's a shadow. Sunday's meant to be a fun day. It's Mondays that are supposed to be manic. Yeah. That's why I like having a stream on a Sunday. Sunday fun day. So yeah, so today I got up late. I had a lie in. I slept until almost 8 a.m, which is not like me. Came downstairs, did some stitching, made a dinner, back to the stitching. A day of relaxation and things, which is rather nice. And like I said, me and Hannah are off on an epic walk tomorrow. and getting ourselves out of the house pretty much for all of the day, I think. I'm quite looking forward to it, actually. It'd be nice to blow the cobwebs off and have a bit of a stretch of my legs. Hey, Judy. Happy Easter. Hi, Natalie. How y'all doing this evening? You all right? I do have Andy with me. He has got his head in his computer, but he is here.
That's all right. I'm not actually doing anything. I'm just waiting for something, but I'm just filling the time by
Having your head in your computer.
I'm ahead of my other computer.
Oh dear.
I suppose while I've got my head in the other computer, I can find the jingle, can't I?
Oh yes, we need the jingle for show and tell. Don't forget about show and tell thread, guys, by the way, while we're thinking about it.
We need the bell tonight.
I'm sure we will.
In that case then, I better find it.
Patsy says, hey Andy.
And here it is. It's ready to go.
Lizzie will be busy tidying up her room tomorrow. Charlotte's added 15 whips to her wheel. Knots, the ones I am now, are going to start to stitch on it, and most of them are with DMC threads. Lizzie says, hey Andy, how are you? Been watching you daily with my brother.
Oh, cool. Thank you. I've been enjoying the Leicestershire stuff I've been doing this week.
Maddie says, yes, you will need the bell. And Red says, we will have a couple of dinglings, definitely. I think as well, I've got another milestone myself, believe it or not. Yes, I have. I am at exactly 7% on Night Cafe. So there we go. The other day, I discovered when YouTube told me 2 hours and 8 minutes to upload a video, what it really meant was 8 hours and 2 minutes. Oh, crikey.
How long was the video?
Yeah, how long was the video, Kay?
For 8 hours. That's mammoth, that.
Hey, Tracy. Yeah, that is a long time.
That is a long time. Even my lengthiest ones don't take that long.
An hour and a half video I can upload in less than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
1 hour and 8 minutes HD.
Oh, well, HD. And how good is your connection as well, I suppose?
Yeah, it depends on connection too. I keep meaning to make more videos, but I need energy to play around with things. Yeah. Laurie has posted her finish. How long will the bell ring for a 34-year-old whip?
Ooh, are we timing it? 34-year-old whip.
That will definitely need some celebration, won't it?
It's, yeah.
34, crikey. Almost as old as me. So that is almost as old as I've been, as long as I've been stitching. Hey, Caroline.
It's only just younger than me, that.
Lizzie says 34 seconds. I think I'd be wanting to fall off my perch if it were 34 seconds. A couple of seconds is when you're right next to it and you get it in your ear roll. A couple of seconds is more than enough. Let's go for 3.4.
Or 3.14 pi. Yeah, we can do 3.4 seconds, can't we?
Yeah, we'll do 3.4 seconds.
I'm going to get my stopwatch out and time it, actually.
Well, that's easy.
Okay. Don't need a stopwatch.
Don't need a stopwatch, you just need a Nicky. Hey, Kelly. Hi, everyone. Happy Easter. We're getting packed up this morning. It's only 8:37 a.m. though now. I hope you've been having a fabulous time, Kelly.
8:37 a.m. That seems like a long time ago.
Yeah, Kelly's in Hawaii, in Maui. That didn't help me. My friend next door was using my Wi-Fi as hers was off. I told her to check with me next time, even though I had let her use it before. It didn't mean that she could do it willy-nilly. If your Wi-Fi is not password protected, I suggest you do so. And if it is password protected, change it. That absolutely takes the proverbial. I wouldn't dream of piggybacking onto somebody else's Wi-Fi without asking them first, because that takes up all your bandwidth. It means that you can't do anything else while you're trying to upload this video. So yeah, it's not nice. That it's not good. Can you not?
I'm sorry. Didn't realise I was.
Happy Easter for you too, Caroline. Okay. It's quite a nice little stitch, this one. I'm quite enjoying it. Stitchy fibre. Yes, charging the monthly bill. Yes. Yeah, send them a prorated bill for their portion of the Wi-Fi.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. It takes the proverbial that. I mean, you should ask, shouldn't you? I mean, next door I've got Wi-Fi, it's password protected. I wouldn't dream of going around there and saying, hey, I want your password for your Wi-Fi in case mine goes down. And I'm just going to piggyback and use it whenever I want.
Mind you, it would be a little bit of payback for all the screaming we get from next door.
Well, yeah. Yes, Andy was sat here with his headphones on listening to something today, and he could hear the screaming over and above that. And Lauren had the television on watching, what was it she was watching? WWE.
Yes.
I get confused with what's what with that, because I just have no interest in it whatsoever.
Basically, Lauren was watching night one of WrestleMania.
WrestleMania, that's it, thank you.
And I don't know whether anybody in here has also done so or is going to be. So if you don't know any results, I won't spoil anything.
She's given her Wi-Fi in case I needed it, but I've never used it as I managed to pay my bill in time. We'll just go on to hers then. You know? So if she's gone on to yours and slowed down the bandwidth, just go on to hers. Just do it at like a time where you know she'll be using the Wi-Fi. You know, revenge and all that. Is it Wednesday Virgin Media's coming out, by the way?
Yeah.
Yes, I've always had my Wi-Fi password protected. I don't first thing I do with it, you know, when I get it connected on, because I've changed my provider, I've changed routers ever so often, so
Well, I mean, some of your providers were a little bit
rubbish.
suspect, shall we say?
No, they weren't suspect. They were just rubbish.
Yeah, that's what I meant by that. That's what I meant.
That's not suspect though. It's rubbish. You're giving me ideas, right? That's what I'd do. Does she work from home? Because she could always piggyback onto her Wi-Fi when she's busy working from home. That'll slow bandwidth down. No wonder. I had a landlord many years ago who seemed to be a mouth-breathing idiot who intentionally left his Wi-Fi wide open. What a numpty. Hey, Chrissy. They're just noisy, Kelly. The screaming has just got ridiculous. It's not me that's having the Wi-Fi trouble, it's Kay. She was trying to upload a video to YouTube and her neighbour decided to piggyback onto her Wi-Fi and slowed all it down and taken all the bandwidth. So it was taking hours to upload a short video onto Kay's channel. So my neighbours are just nuisances. Me and Hannah, no, not me and Hannah, me and Lauren went to hairdressers yesterday. I had a haircut and we were coming home, and just as we were coming home, they were leaving with the children. Well, what happens is if they have to go out next door, the mister, he does the 100-yard dash with the kids to the car, rushes to the car and puts the kids in, gets in the car and starts it up, and eventually she saunters out of the house and gets in the car and off they go. And me and Lauren were just coming up the drive yesterday after being to the hairdressers, and the door opened and the 100-yard dash started. And he got the little girl in his arms and she was screaming her head off as they were going to the car, and the little boy was going, "Daddy, Daddy." I was half expecting to call him an idiot again, but there you go.
I mean, that was the pinnacle of humour.
Yeah.
That was just awesome.
I'm going to call the police on you, Daddy, because you're an idiot. Oh my God. Where did that kid heard that from?
That is just...
I want to know.
It was one of those things you had to be there. It was just beautiful. The way he said it.
Yep. This is full cross, Caroline. Yeah, doing a full cross job on this one. It's only a small piece. It's 30 something thousand stitches, not massive. 34,499. And actually the fabric I got for this is free as well.
Yeah, you can't beat anything if it's free.
Would you like to know how I got free fabric, dear?
Go for it.
So I snagged this free chart, and it wasn't long after this that I ordered the magpie. And the magpie turned up, and then a little while later there was a package, and it was from Gecko Rouge.
Good old Gecko Rouge.
And I thought, well, I've not ordered anything. And it turned out to be a piece of fabric, because the one that they'd put in the magpie kit, which thankfully I'd not started, was sized incorrectly.
Whoops.
So they sent me this piece of fabric, or rather a new piece of fabric for magpie, and said I could keep this one. And as luck would have it, it turned out to be exactly the right size for this piece. So I can't fault that, can I? The red looks really good. The kitty is handsome in this sweater. Yeah, he is.
Who's handsome?
The kitty.
The kitty?
Yeah. When my older sister was 6 months old, she said in the middle of the supermarket, "Mummy, you're a silly sausage."
Trust me, this was you couldn't have written it.
No.
It was absolutely amazing.
Kay says, how long does it take for them to be sent out? I'm thinking of ordering B for my birthday. Not long, usually. I have ordered a kit on a Monday and it being here by the Saturday. However, if Gecko Rouge have got something going on, like a Gecko Boo or an Ami or whatever to put out, or, you know, they retire somebody, or, you know, for some reason they have a glut of extra kits, it can take a little while.
They are usually pretty good. I mean, in my
Yeah.
experience of you receiving kits from them.
Christmas is a long wait usually.
Well, yeah. But
Christmas can be a long
you
wait.
expect that, though, don't you?
But usually sort of in normal time, I've had a kit arrive within a week. Hey Tracy. Daughter sent us a photo of Ferris and Henry. Says Kelly Henry has been looking around for us, but Ferris doesn't care. If it's June, I think it should be okay, because I get my voucher, my club voucher, in July, and I've ordered sort of May, June time, and then ordered again with the club voucher a little bit later, and it come quite quickly in the summer. But obviously, like, you know, Christmas does take a little while and that kind of thing. Going to order it and do an unboxing on my channel. Yeah, I would. And do a hashtag Gecko Rouge, because they are looking for things like, you know, floss tubes where people have been talking or doing Gecko Rouge stuff. Glenn was asking about it last year. So, okay. So if I ordered from Gecko on a Tuesday, I would get it by the following Tuesday. Possibly. They normally dispatch at sort of Thursdays, Fridays. But it just depends on how busy they are. But I think they are sort of fairly up to date at the minute. Have a look on their Facebook page, and, you know, I'll pop a question on there. Glenn will happily answer. You know, they've just moved to a bigger premises and stuff, so they are still sort of settling in, but I do think the last lot of kits went out really quickly. Ian's been busy buying Hands Across the Sea. I love getting Hands Across the Sea. Happy Mail. Nicola really does go the extra kilometre. I won't open the package to my birthday. I think I'll have to go to a stitching shop and get it up. Why not? Treat yourself, Enid. Why am I threading that up in 2 strands? Because I've been working on Night Cafe. Come on. A little bit of fluff on this thread. That's it. That's got it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just listening back to this now. So if you want me, just wave at
No,
me.
no, that's fine. It's just that like I got Darth Vader sat in the corner of the room.
Okay.
Because you were breathing through your hands. Hey, Ashley. I had some good news for Andy this week. A couple of weeks ago, I lost a ball tip needle, and I found it on Friday. So his feet are once again safe. Oh dear, Enid, it doesn't sound good. Make sure you get yourself well before you start going off to appointments and things again. Just from talking, just got in from taking the dog for a walk, now ready to sit down and stitch. Oh, cool. What are you going to be working on, Ashley? Don't forget the sew and tell thread, about 20 minutes, and we will be showing sew and tell. Working on my Dragon Affairs by Glendon Place. I have 5 days to finish it, so I've got to get cracking. Oh, I'm sure you'll do it. How much have you got left to do, Ashley? I was having a look at a Glendon Place when I was at the Big Stitch. It was quite expensive, though. I mean, to be fair, I earn model stitching money, which covers this, and my YouTube money covers retreats and stitchy stash, but still a lot of money. Pity the lighting just now won't say as it is, and find it really easy to see the light floss on the fabric. It never does. Way too much, all the word and stuff, so the next few days are going to have to focus. Go, Ashley. Go, Ashley. You can do it. Don't make us cheerlead you. If you see me in a leotard and waving around pom-poms, you'll know there's something very, very wrong in the world. I'd love to see if I can finish by the next live stream, really push myself. Well, that'll be Wednesday. Our schedule never change, or rarely changes. I've had a good stitchy weekend this weekend, but I'm not going to get an awful lot of stitches in tomorrow. I wouldn't think. I was going to have an office day on Tuesday, but my stepdad is going to hospital. I've got a supermarket run to do. And because we normally go on a Monday, but tomorrow, with it being a bank holiday, we're not going to do it then. I'm also very bothered about something else. TMC is a pack of colour variations that's supposed to come with a couple of charts. No idea, Enid. No clue. Got a case of chair buttitis. I keep trying, Lizzie. I have to keep getting up though, unfortunately. Many years ago, I bought it and been slow stitching one of the charts ever since. If you buy the pack now, the chart seems to be missing, and DMC never published it as a PDF. Oh dear. Vivian has a 3-day week this week, and I have a day of work from home this week, so it's actually quite a light one. Yeah, I've got 4-day week this week. Where am I? Here. Yeah, I have a 4-day week, and next week I'm off. I have got some plans though. next week. I want to do a bit in the garden because it's a mess. You can't have too much chaebotitis, got to get a little stretching and exercising. Yeah, that's the reason why me and Hannah are going on our long walk tomorrow. I also got an appointment at the doctor's on Wednesday for some bloods to be taken, so I shall have an hour's walk down to the doctor's again. I'm trying to walk wherever possible at the moment. Hey, Lauren.
Hey,
Yeah, it'll be fine, Enid, I'm sure. You know, after having a needle in my chest, shall we say. Have to keep it PG, CBBS for YouTube. Never know what words trigger them off. To aspirate this cyst, some blood tests are going to be just fine. It'll take about 3 vials of blood. She wants to test my thyroid function, make sure my thyroid is working correctly. I've had it tested every year for God knows how many years, and it's been absolutely fine, so I can't see as it's changed overnight. The last lots of bloods that I had taken showed that my liver function and cholesterol are pretty much back in normal range, and the pre-diabetes has disappeared, and I want to keep it that way. As I'm now essentially the wrong side of 50, I don't want to be doing anything that's going to create any sort of risk factor for my health. I have a rule, what till I get 10 to 20,000 steps depending on the day, and if I get just 10,000 I have to do 1 or 2 hours of boxing. Oh crikey, that is a lot. I would only get in sort of 10,000 1 or 2 days a week, but I'm trying to up that to at least 3 or 4 days a week if I can.
I get 10,000 most days a
Yeah,
week
I know you do.
when I'm going to school.
Yeah. You haven't got it in today though, have you? How many have you done today?
Today I have done, when if it decides to cooperate, 5,700 exactly.
That's not bad actually, Lauren, to be fair.
It's because I went on that walk with Hannah and Dog.
Yeah.
Typically on Sunday I'll get around like 2,000.
We're leaving at 9:30 in the morning with Doodles, so it's up to you. You don't have to be up. If you're not up, don't worry, because we'll lock the door.
I figured.
I've had thyroid issues since I was a child. I've never had them, but they always check me for them. But because I had a medication review and an increase in medication, she wants to check my thyroid again.
It's always better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah, I agree, Lauren, but still. Every time I have a blood test, they check it. It's never changed. And Lauren's happy because she's not in school tomorrow.
Yep, have a 4-day week and a 4-day weekend.
Yeah, and same again in a couple of weeks. Because the 5th of May is also a bank holiday. And then the last day of May is also, or the last Monday in May is also a bank holiday. So we've got a few 4-day weeks coming up. So last week was a 4-day week. This week was a 4-day week. I'm off work next week. And then the week after that is also a 4-day week. Uh, 10,000 is recommended walking Mount daily. Yeah, it is. I'd sooner do 10,000 stitches. Both my mum and eldest daughter have an overactive thyroid. They used to test me regularly, but mine's fine. Yeah. I don't think anybody in my family has had thyroid issues, if I'm honest.
Thyroid.
It's a organ here, to Google it. I became hypothyroid after son was born. On a good thing was that I became entitled to free prescription. Yeah, it's expensive to get a prescription these days here in the UK. Kelly, the next long weekend in Canada is the Victoria Day weekend, the 3rd weekend of May. Speaking of prescriptions, you did pay for mine, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, that's all right then. Prescriptions are free in Scotland. You're lucky, Patsy. Nearly £10 here. Enid's posted in the group. No worries, Enid. Can't decide which project to kit up next, says Maddie. Put a vote in the group if you can't decide. I'm sure that you're in my group, Maddie. Let's create a vote post. Yeah, I think the £9.10. No, £9.80, I think. £9.60 or £9.80 a prescription. It's not flipping cheap. And of course, because I don't have any lifelong condition or anything like that, and I don't get tax credits, I don't qualify for subsidised or free prescriptions, which is a great shame, but never mind. Last time I went, I needed a couple of items that are also sold over the counter. The doctor wrote the prescription and the pharmacist said, these are cheaper if you just buy them over the counter. So I'm like, yeah, I'll do that. Took a photograph of the prescription, which had the directions and stuff, and went that way. Yeah, no point in going overboard and paying for a prescription, which would be, you know, more than the 2 items cost to buy over the counter. Used to get free prescriptions when I had tax credits and free dental care and so on. My dental care is now covered by a health plan through work. So what I've had to pay for my dental work has been covered 100%, which is good. Let's move this in a little bit actually, because I can. You still eating Easter egg, kiddo?
Yep. I've still got my Reese's left from my Reese's Easter egg. And I've still got the Reese's Overload
Mm-hmm.
from Food Place. Still have some of the crushed up Reese's Easter egg.
If you're watching but haven't said hi yet, just feeling very sore to trying to zone out, but I'm here still. Oh, no worries, Vicky. I can see that, Patsy. That's like the beaks there, an eye, the wing here, and the feet. It'll soon change.
What's this one?
Christmas cat.
Rainbow cat.
Yeah, do you want to see? That one.
Oh, that adorable one.
Totes of daubs, innit?
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. I have a full tummy from dinner.
I'm just sat here eating Easter egg pieces.
Okay, final call for show and tell. You haven't put something on your thread, now is your chance. Because in a few minutes we will be going to have a look. I'm about to have a noodle pack because it's all I can afford currently. Better than nothing though. Oh dear. I'm sorry you're struggling a bit there, Maddie.
Hey, Mum,
Hello.
are you going to be using these?
Why do you want some?
Hmm.
Yeah, you can use it. It's fine.
'Cause I thought better than using your.
Yeah, well, it's all sugar-free squash, so it's fine. It's super concentrated, so just be careful how much you use, okay?
I like it strong, anyways.
Yeah, but don't be too strong because with the sweetener in it, it can have a negative effect. Dee, 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 dee. Okay. Done quite a lot on this already so far. It just seems to be one of those pieces that stitches up zoomy quick. My benefits so life is life. Been looking for a job that will accept me and my disability so far. I've done 35 interviews and no luck. Holy moly. That's a lot of interviews, Maddie. I think Lauren's going to go chat with her friends. Hello, Joyce. Happy Easter. Good evening. Hope you're doing all right. Yeah, it's been horrible. Most said to me I need to be medicated, which is illegal to begin with. Holy, that is definitely illegal. Hannah, my eldest, has an autism diagnosis, and she had a very similar struggle. Applied and applied and applied and applied and applied and applied for jobs. She, after 2 years of job applications, she finally got an interview, and they took her on. And it's a little cleaning job that she's got 18 hours a week, and she's doing really well. So stick with it, Maddie. You will get there. Okay, let me just reconnect this thread, and then we will go for some show and tell, I think. Let's go see what you guys have been working on. Joyce, if you haven't done so, pop it something on show and tell if you wish. I'm about to do it. PTSD and anxiety, and I'm amazed anyone hired me. Work as an admin assistant for a long time, suspect autistic as well. We all have a little autism in us, Enid. I think we're all on the spectrum somewhere. It's just how it affects us, isn't it? For me, I'm an order and routine kind of person. I get upset if things go out of order. I hate change and that kind of thing. I'm a little OCD about it. Of course, my anxiety is off the charts. Heavily medicated for it. Right, okay, so let's have a look at some show and tell. So can we have the jingle, please, my dear?
Yeah.
There's Lauren's street tub. Okay, I have also an email to share too. Come on. Yes, come on, visit group. Okay. Wow, 60 comments on this thread. This will keep us busy. I hope you're ready, dear.
Yeah.
Okay, so We will start with our Lizzie. Small progress on Sailing Fairy. Really loving 25 count even weave. Artist is Nadia Strelkina and it's charted by Pain Free Crafts. So yeah, some progress there, Lizzie. And she has she has shared the mock-up, and as you guys will know, this is one I'm doing as well. It's a lovely piece. I do like my Sailing Fairy.
How far are you on with that now?
I can't remember offhand. Kay. Since I can fit the last 2 pages of this instalment in the Nurge, I've decided to try colour completion, starting with the highest. 414 stitches of 3033 done today so far, but I know from Kay she has over 1,000 stitches done today. This is Roses, Vincent van Gogh, 2025 Haid Sal, 18 count, easy count Ada, CXC 1/1 full cross. 40,926 out of 53,909 stitches, or 75.92%. It's looking good, Kay. Nicely done. Great stuff. And Kay has shared a mock-up, and that is the mock-up. So it's a Vincent van Gogh Roses, 89 colours in this one. Okay. Our Cheryl is still busy working away there on her Disney cross stitch. It's coming along, Cheryl. Just a little patch there, and we'll be moving back up for the next section. Oh, Mickey there behind his camera. It looks really good. Great stuff. Becky has got some stitching here. I'm going to be having a look in her comments and see if we can identify. But it's super colourful, whatever it is. Really pretty. So let's just take a look. Okay. She says, no, it's not been helpful, but it's for him. So the kitty cat is getting in the way. And here is the, here we go. Amongst the Tulips, Heaven and Earth design, artwork by Irina Garmashova, I think so. A really pretty design. 2 kitty cats in amongst the tulips. Beautiful work, Becky. Hi, Carla. And Monique is plugging away on installment number 2 of the Steampunk Portal. 61.79% of sections 1 and 2 together. Still lots to go until the 1st of July. 2/1 on 25 count tent stitch and loads of confetti. Looks really lovely though, Monique. Really, really lovely. And, you know, yes, confetti heavy, but so worth it. Okay. And Monique there has shared the mock-up. And there we go. Oh, excuse me.
No bell yet?
Not yet. Stacey, this is my first full coverage. I started on January the 1st, 2024. This is Haid, Awesome Queen by Bridget Ashwood, retired. I'm about to complete my first pass across the charts using DMC, stitched on 25 count 1/1. Currently 32,982 out of 412,850 stitches. So let's have a look. I think Stacey may have put in a mock-up. She certainly has. And there is the mock-up of her beautiful piece. And she's almost across the first section of the top. Lovely stuff. Lizzie again has done 226 stitches in 2 hours on Heather. Artist is Hannah Lynn and charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. So let's have a look at the mock-up for this one. And there she is. So that is Heather. And I can see that Lizzie is working on this bottom bit down here. Yeah, she's pretty. Okay, Vicky has been so down due to being due a jab and also had a tooth removed yesterday, so today was spent colouring instead. Hope this is okay to post, but we'll be back cross-stitching after my jab on Wednesday. No worries at all, Vicky. This is some lovely work, some really nice colouring. And, you know, if it's a hobby and it makes you happy, post it away. Post away. Okay. Enid has got Avely Cyclodine Chevron Bit Kit cross stitch pattern. Let me just zoom in on the pattern there. And she's got a couple of threads there, some Appleton Cruel threads. It's lovely. Okay. So Charlotte is busy working away on her cute owl. 2,754 stitches out of the 4,868 stitches. So it's at 56.57%. That's looking really good, Charlotte. Nicely done. Cute little owl. And here we go. After 34 years and 3 months, she is finished. Ring that bell.
For 3.4 seconds?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go on. There we go. Perhaps just a little more there, Laurie, but congratulations. Beautiful finish. This is on 14 count, 2 over 1, and this little cutie's name is April. How gorgeous is that? So super, super cool. There we go. Just show Andy.
Awesome.
How cute is that?
Very cute.
Love it. Okay. Tori has got another finish. This is Turquoise Cube from Etsy on 25 count. It's 1 over 1 full cross on black Lugana. This is one of the first patterns I was attracted to because the image is my doodle. I have years and years of work diaries dotted within this image. The bulk stitches were a great way to try black fabric for the first time. I wouldn't buy this today, but now it's done, I love it. 50,715 stitches, and this was started in February 2024. I love this, how it's jumping off the 3-dimension. You can see the dimensions. It looks like I could just grab it, you know, from how I'm looking at it. Really, really nice. Great stuff. Okay, guess what, Andy? Another finish. This is from Kathy, and this is a pattern that she created with Pattern Maker. How cute is he? A little snowy owl. I believe it's a snowy owl. Tell me if I'm wrong. But how cute is he? So, yeah, loving, loving, loving seeing these finishes. Keep them coming, folks. Okay. Come on. Oh, nope. Joyce has not done much stitching the last few days, but has been knitting a bit. This will be a tea for summer. So, yeah, Joyce has put the stitching down temporarily and picked up the knitting. So keep on going, Joyce. Nicely done. And Doggy has had some surgery, so this little patient is cutting in on Joyce's stitchy time. Hope Doggy is absolutely fine there, Joyce. Hope he's doing well. Isn't he cute? Okay. Lisa is busy working away on Octopus Garden by Jim Zuckerman, a Heaven and Earth design. 8,531 out of 240,000 stitches, or 3.55%. 2/1 full cross on some 18 count Ada, and she says it's gonna be huge. So we're going to have a look at and see if Lisa has left us a mock-up. Have you left us a mock-up, Lisa? I think you have. Look at this one. Oh my goodness. And it's another one. There's lots to see wherever you look. Yeah, lots of little fishes, little plants, little swimmy things, little details. Another one that's going to be fabulous. Okay, Hannah is busy still working on her 4 seasons. Yes, at Yerka, 82.34%. Moved onto a confetti area whilst I was off work, back to the summer house and work this week. And look at him coming in. Looking super cute. Love it, Hannah. It's looking great. And Hannah has also shared the mock-up. So as you can see, 82%, she ain't far away. If she's going top to bottom, she ain't far away from the bottom. It's looking smashing. Love it, love it. Okay, Red says it's time to finish this beauty. I try to every day 100 stitches. I will see if I can finish her before summer starts. It's an 11 count Ada stamped kit. She's pretty. I'll just zoom in a wee bit so we can just see her face. Kind of like Alice in Wonderland sort of type. You can see there that there's a rocking horse or like a carousel horse coming in. Another pretty one. Maddie, page 4 finish and first pass complete, working on page 5, loving every minute of it. So can we have a tingling for a finish of a page and a pass? I'm going to continue with the progress that she's at 20% currently. Brilliant. Nicely done. Well done, Maddie. So lots of reasons to celebrate there. It won't let her post all the photos in one, so here we are. So this is she's working on Ching Chu Cook's a freebie harmony, Heaven and Earth design, and it's looking really good. Come on. And this one is, and you can just see on there we've got an overall picture. So the top pass is complete and Maddie started working on the second. Super job. Guess what, Andy?
Do you want another bell?
I do.
Again? Who for this time?
This is for Natalie.
All
She's
right.
got to finish.
There you go.
Look at that little moon. That bell's going to be worn out. Saying that every week now, that the clapper's going to be knackered. Aren't we?
It's not.
I was just looking for your mock-up there, Natalie, but I couldn't see it. Let's just have another look at this stitching. I know we've seen it a couple of times before, but wow, that is so pretty. I'm trying to remember who it was, and I can't remember. But it's beautiful work. And congratulations for your finish. Viv has done some more on her Pretty Python needle lot stitches, now at 70%. So Viv is now pushing for a finish. But yeah, it's looking super good. I love the colours and the colour mix in that. It's just really, really nice. Come on. And Viv has shared the mock-up there, or the full image. It's by Needle Lot Designs. Here comes Lauren. Senga has been catching up with back stitching on her pointed fifth. And I know that Senga has been using some of the variegated PR 160, I think it is, from, oh, excuse me, from Silks for You, I want to say. Oh, thanks, Natalie, Tiny Modernist, thank you. But yeah, it's looking great. And some black, some 939 back stitching in there too. Yeah, it's looking wonderful, Senga.
Get a name right, Nikki.
Can't get anything right today. And here is some more of the stitching here. So as you can see in between here, let me just go right close in. Senga's used the variegated threads here in the 939, and then in the bigger sections she's used the 939 alongside the variegated thread. So it's super cool. I would say I'm falling over my teeth, but I've still got them in. Jenny says she won't be here today, spending Easter with the family. No worries. Catherine says, not quite a whip, but I hope it's okay to post. On working on my projects, I've always counted the day's work. Just for fun, I thought I would count my stitches over the first quarter. As a lady of leisure, I do a lot of stitching as the projects are from my wains that they picked out. That way, they will have a piece of me on their walls. Total so far, 92,350 stitches. So January, February, March, and there is Catherine's. Catherine's adding up. Yep. I think we all do this in some way or another, Catherine. I have a daily stitching and stuff, but there we go. Celia is busy working on Reader's Paradise by Amy Stewart. Heaven and Earth design. Top part is what it looked like when she started working, and the bottom is how it looks now, and her aim is to work in all of the part threads. So as you can see here, lots of them have gone already, and Celia is working her way over to the left hand side. Super cool. Thank you for sharing that, Celia. And what do we have here? The mock-up. Yes, we do. Oh my gosh, I love this. Do you know what this reminds me of? You know those hidden object games that you see?
Hidden object?
Yeah, you know, like the hidden object games, like
No.
June's Journey and stuff that you see. It reminds me of that. Lauren knows what I mean, don't you?
Yeah, it'll like give you like an object.
Where you see like a room like this, and like you have to find 3 cats or something.
Right, yeah.
I like that. I really like that. Oh my God, do you know, I'm tempted. Really naughty. But it's a real nice piece that I love it.
You won't order it because you've got too many starts.
I have. Judy is busy stitching on Roger the Siberian Tiger by Custom Crafts again. Detailing that is coming out superbly. And it's one of those, if I look at it on the screen directly, it looks slightly pixelated, but looking at it through my phone screen, which I'm broadcasting from, onto this screen, it looks different. It looks really pretty, really lovely. Isn't it weird? Okay, and Judy has shared the mock-up. And there we go. Roger, that Siberian tiger. Absolutely stunning. Cool. Okay. Vicky is busy working on this beauty. 29.49% done. 5,240 stitches. 12,528 to go. And do we have a mock-up, Vicky? I think we may do. There we go. Yeah, it's Mrs. Campbell, and it's a Hands Across the Sea. So there we go. And just move that in slightly. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Sarah is working on Long Dog Sampler, the 7th wave. She's put in over 500 stitches today, now at 6.05%. I did see the frog for a few stitches. It's looking beautiful. Really, really lovely stitching. Nicely done, Sarah. Okay. And Sarah has shared the mock-up. So there we go. That's the 7th wave. Because the beauty about the Long Dog samplers is you can put in your own colour interpretations. Okay, Patsy is still busy on her Hidden Harbour, 25 count, 1/1 at 15.63%. It looks like your diagonal stitching's going well, Patsy. It looks super good, lots of park threads. Yeah, nicely done. And Patsy has shared a mock-up. There we go. That is the Hidden Harbour mock-up. Beautiful. Okay. Chrissy is currently working on diamond painting. This is Burnt Rose by Chris Ortega, and it's a Diamond Art Club. Okay. Let me just show, this is the mock-up. Wow, she's stunning. And then Chrissy has shared a bigger picture of what she's working on there. Beautiful stuff. I like that desk with the 2 drawers underneath. Tracy is working on a nurse chart for her friend's daughter who was just qualified as a nurse. Congratulations to her. That is lovely. Great stuff there, Tracy. And let's have a look. And here is the chart. It's by Nia Cross Stitch on Etsy. I'm sure I've seen Nia Cross Stitch advertised somewhere. Might have seen it on Facebook. Yeah. Great stuff. I love that. Christine is busy working on an artisy piece. This is Mini Santa Nutcracker. Lynn Bywater Artisy. And who else is working on this one? Crafty Emily is working on this one as well. But yeah, it's looking good. Anna Karen is working on a different kind of stitches. This is a narrow and long little scarf in cashmere and silk. The pattern is by Mia at garntour.se. She's using some Lang yarn Cashmere Dreams. 65% cashmere, 35% silk. I bet that feels beautiful. And our lovely Carla is busy working on It's About Time, Ciro Marchetti, 20 count, 2/1 full cross, 5.09%, 9,113 stitches. That's looking wonderful. And Carla has shared for us a mock-up. And there we go. We've seen It's About Time a couple of times, and there's a couple of you working on it. So my hand's going numb. Cool, cool. Natalie, next big project is all kitted up for floss. This will be Afternoon Tea by Heaven and Earth Designs. Nice bag full of flossers there. A little Peter Rabbit bag. Love Peter Rabbit. My model stitching tells me, shh, Nikki, don't say anything. Naughty, naughty. Right, newest comments, because I know there's been a couple of extra comments. Okay. Oh, no, I think we've caught them all. I don't think I've missed anyone. Just double check, make sure, because I don't want to miss anyone. Nope, I think we got everybody. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we did. Brilliant. Okay, thank you all so much for contributing for Sew and Tell. Let's just have a quick whiz in the group. So this is the chart Enid's been talking about. It's basically impossible to get this DMC chart anymore. It's fallen leaves. You can get falling leaves, which is the same design but some different colors. Daphne says that Chloe, her dad's dog, had an Easter egg hunt this morning. Lucky doggy gets lots of treats in her egg. And they even saw the Easter bunny when they woke up this morning. Oh. Okay. Michelle, Sew and Tell piece. She's posting now because she will be fast asleep by the time this live goes out. But of course, she will watch on replay. I'll just show you the work and then I'll show you the pattern. The Secret Grove Sal by Needle Lock Designs. One more part to go. So there is the mock-up. So there's just one more to go. Super cute. Okay, have I got anything else? Jennifer is spending Easter with the kids and watching the 10 Commandments and stitching on Halloween Cat. Vivian has a piece now that she's going to use for a strand a day. Night Portal by Yasu Art Studios and Heaven and Earth Designs. It was just... There we go. Cool. Okay. Right. And enabling 50% off all Cross Stitch Studio patterns. Oh dear. Okay. Right, so I have got an email to have a quick peek at as well. I just want to make sure I haven't missed anything on here. Melissa's commented on my post. Oh, cool. Right, that's fine. Okay, right, so I have an email and it's from Alison, who's not on Facebook. Just loading the email. It says, I hope we're having a nice stitchy Easter weekend. And Alison is busy working on one to rule them all, Tilton Crafts. 1,453 out of 80,500 or 1.8%. Completed it on 28 count, 1/1. So I think Alison would like a little advice on this. So she started at the top left with the black. And it's looking great so far. So the email says, never done full coverage before, so making lots of mistakes, but hopefully learning from them. I'll have to start somewhere. I started off by stitching a 310 in the top row, but after the second row was losing the will to live. So I thought I'd try filling in the gridded squares, but still not happy, but a sense of achievement. When I completed the square, but then didn't know where the lines would appear between columns, so I tried diagonals. So none of these are wrong, Alison. But what I would say is that if you are concerned about the lines appearing, just sort of, rather than have a nice even edge, just sort of, make the edges a little uneven. So, do what we call feathering. So you're not just, you've not got a straight line or a straight diagonal. If you just kind of feather in, then you shouldn't get any lines. I tend to I've worked this one slightly differently because I've done the band underneath first. And then I'm just filling in the black. Let me show you. 1, 2, rule them all. There it is. Okay. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. So the green is the 310. So what I did was that I worked in these colours that are underneath. So there was like some 3799 and stuff like that, 938 and so on. And I worked them all the way up to the top. And then what I've started doing with this black is I've started filling it in vertically, just along the whole pattern, line by line, along the whole thing. So I started sort of here, and I've been filling in these black vertical lines all the way along. And of course I haven't got any lines, and all the filling in is done in the same way. So yeah, you just have to really sort of find your own jam, really. It's one of those things, it's a bit difficult to sort of say you should do it this way, you should do it that way. It's finding your own way, your own method, really, more than anything. But yeah, so that is another wonderful show and tell from everybody. So thank you to everyone who submitted a picture. It's really wonderful to see all your fantastic work. Let me just catch up on a couple of comments. Kelly says lots of lovely work as usual. Anna Karen, it's super light, fluffy, buttery cloud. Sounds wonderful, that wool. Kelly's gone to shut the laptop down and pack everything up. So all being well, see you on Wednesday, Kelly. Enid may be wrong about fallen leaves. Could have sworn the PDF was on the DMC site, but now can't find it. Stunning works from everybody, says Judy. A stranded day seems to be working for Viv. Hey June, you're not late at all. Don't worry. Been cooking all day, getting ready to leave, but here for a few minutes. No worries. Yeah, all good. Oh no worries, Alison. And if ever you feel like you want to hop on a Zoom call or whatever, just give me a shout and we'll have a chat. No problem at all. But yeah, you'll find your way. with full coverage, and once you're down in that full coverage rabbit hole and fully settled in, you'll not go back. So yeah, no, some amazing work yet again. You know, I really do love Show and Tell, and you know, seeing the finishes and the progress and stuff, it's just awesome. I mean, I'm not doing the Haid Sal, but seeing the Haid Sal is really quite nice. And there are pieces on the Show and Tell that I would probably never stitch, but it's just nice to see them and to see, you know, how they're progressing for other people. So yeah, all good.
In the hood.
Yep. I find it's interesting that needlework is called sewing in the UK. I like that it's called that. Yeah. But you know, there's lots of stuff, isn't there, that's a different name in the UK. You know, like apartments and flats. You know, we call them a flat, whereas in the USA, a flat is a flat tire, not somewhere that you live. Conversely, we call the trunk of our car, we call it a boot. What else do we have that's different? Loads of stuff, isn't there? Like ketchup. Yes, we use ketchup, but it's more known here as tomato sauce.
Yeah, you guys call it catsup.
Catsup in certain circumstance, yeah. All yarn is wool. Yes, that's the other one. Although it's not necessarily wool because it's acrylic. Lots of our yarn is acrylic.
There is a difference.
And there isn't any wool in it. What else? What we call trousers.
You guys call them pants.
We call them pants, yes. Alison, I think I'm already on my way. Found the Gecko Rouge website and kit ordered. Is that the one that we have to keep stum about, Alison? That I may possibly be responsible for enabling. But pants means underwear, doesn't it? Yes, pants means underwear in the UK, but in the USA, pants are trousers. And like what you call suspenders, we call braces. So, yeah. There's lots and lots of different, you know, things that we call and they are different. Sometimes I've heard them called knitting pins rather than knitting needles, but I'm not quite sure if that's a US or a UK thing or where it's come from. What else works like that, Andy?
I don't know. Not offhand. I mean,
well, aubergines and eggplant. Biscuits. Biscuits here are what American people would call a cookie. And chips. Chips here are like a thicker version of French fries. But chips in the USA are crisps. I find it interesting, I really do. I find it quite fascinating, actually. But it's funny because, you know, you'll be watching a program and they'll say, oh, just put the groceries in the trunk, and you know exactly what they mean. Put the shopping in the boot of the car. cabinets in USA and cupboards in Britain. Yes, yeah, that's something else. Yeah, jelly and jam. Yeah. I say cupboard, but I'm Canadian and American. Or pantry. Yes. Yeah, we do have pantries here in the UK, but not every home has one. I've got a pantry. It's under my stairs. But I had an understairs cupboard in my last house, but because it didn't lead off the kitchen, it wasn't a pantry. It was the understairs cupboard. Does my brother's finished Lego model count for a bell ring?
It might do.
There you go, Lizzie. Pantry for my brain is synonymous with cupboards. Yep. Courgette and zucchini. Yeah. Spring onions and scallions. Yeah. There are. Yeah, those are the other. I couldn't think of what they called spring onions. Thank you, Alison. Yes, courgettes and zucchini. That's another one. I love courgettes. What have I done here? Oh, I haven't put enough stitches on. Sweets and candy. Yeah, we tend to call what you call in USA candy, we call sweets. Tell Andy it was Benny's spaceship.
Oh.
Cool. I call scallions green onion. Yeah. What drives me nuts is Americans calling chocolate candy. No, chocolate's chocolate. In my opinion. Crosswalks and zebra crossing. Yes, that's a good one. Juice here and soda in the US. Or fizzy pop here and soda. Yeah. Garbage can stroke bin. Yeah. My nephew decided to come down all American and he kept saying to his mother, I'm taking the garbage out. And oh, it used to drive my sister bananas. She'd be like, we're not American, you know, we're British. It's the rubbish. You're taking the rubbish out. You're putting it in the bin. Oh, taps. Yes, tap and faucet. Yeah. That's another good one. Lizzie's gutted she missed so and tell went to sleep. Oh, you must have needed it, Lizzie. Cotton candy and candy floss. Yes, that's another good one. Yeah, all these things which make us different. My grandson does that too. It drives me bonkers. Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, sometimes the girls might try and come out with an Americanism. You know, and they are also reminded that, you know, they are British, not American. And, you know, they could say something like that to the wrong person and completely confuse them. Sidewalk and pavement, yes. See here, it's a bin lorry instead of a garbage truck. Yeah. Sweaters and jumpers, yes. I have to go see you on Wednesday. No worries, Celia. Thank you so much for joining us. I'll see you Wednesday. You've almost, I think you might have almost enabled me. Vests instead of a waistcoat. Yep. Cardigan. Yeah, cardigan, I think you would call probably a sweater. Robe, you would call a robe like a, you know, the one that you'd wear it over your night clothing. We would call that a dressing gown. It's another one, isn't it? I think it's interesting how some people call dinner tea. Yes. Yeah. We are some, depending on where you are in the UK, it's breakfast, lunch and dinner, or breakfast, dinner and tea. But the meal, you know, late on is always supper. Motorway stroke freeway and highway. Yes. Housecoat is what I called a dressing gown. Yes. Yeah, I've heard them referred to as housecoats as well. Lunch is dinner. Yes. Well, depending on where you were from. See, Andy always calls it breakfast, dinner and tea.
That's because that's the right way.
And I call it breakfast, lunch and dinner. But we grew up in different regions of the UK. But, you know, it's still 3 meals a day in the end, isn't it? Diaper, yes, diaper, Christine, thank you very much. Yes, diaper, we would call a nappy. Yeah, all these differences. Yeah, and you know, like for if your ladies' underwear, what you would call a brassiere, we just simply call it a bra. Yes, scale. Yeah, that's the other one. Bathroom and loo. We don't say going to the bathroom. We tend to be going to the loo.
Bog.
Yes, but we're using it, CBeebies version. This is YouTube, of course. If I told my husband what's for tea, he'd be very confused. I'm going to do that today to see the look on his face. Yeah. Pants and trousers. Yeah. Who calls it a bog? Yes, bog is a bit of a slang name for a toilet in the UK. I almost about died laughing the first time I heard someone call it a bog. Well, I have a funny story actually about that, because with my first husband, we had our honeymoon in Southern Ireland. And in Ireland, one of their main sources of fuel was peat bog. It was peat that was cut from a bog. It was like turf, and you cut it and you let it dry and it burns like wood. And I hadn't heard about peat bogs before. And we went to Ireland on our honeymoon, and one of the places we went to was my ex-husband's aunt and uncle's house. And his uncle came in and he said, I've been in the bog all day. Well, that were it. I just fell about laughing. Because for me, being in the bog all day means you've had a really, really nasty curry or something the night before.
Got a dodgy curry.
Yeah.
Hey, we've all been there.
It's like on the throne.
Hey, look, we've all been there. We've all had a dodgy curry.
It's like being on the throne, isn't it? I was taught to count in seconds by saying 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. How do we do it in the UK? 1 little second, 2 little second.
Well, there's another way to do it. You can go 1001,
1002, yeah, 1003, yeah.
1004.
I've prayed to the porcelain goddess many times. We call it shouting to God down the big white telephone.
Hey, we've all done it.
We've all done that too.
We've all done it.
Yep.
Even Lauren's done it.
Catherine says, let's have a look. Dummy tit is a pacifier. Yes, a dummy, a pacifier. Cutlery, utensils, petrol, gas, and scullery, kitchen. Yes, all of those. All of those. Not sure if from UK, soda and pop. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, we don't call it soda.
Oh, you mean calling Huey? Yes. Cilantro is a devil's herb. So coriander and cilantro. Yes, that's another one.
Cilantro?
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
never called that before.
It's called cilantro in the USA. Coriander, yeah.
Okay.
Chap for gentlemen.
Yeah, that's a common one.
Yeah. And pal for acquaintance, colleague, that
Pal.
kind of thing. But
That's-
pal can also mean mate.
Yeah. Well, we say that a lot around here, don't we?
Yeah.
Hey up, pal.
Hi, pal. Plates and flatware. Yeah.
Flatware? Flatware?
Yeah. Griddle for grill.
Griddle?
Yeah.
Was that what the Americans would call a skillet?
No, a grill.
Ah.
You know, like a barbecue style
Yeah.
type of grill. What do you call electricity? Where I grew up, it's called hydro. Just electricity.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing. No,
I imagine if you call it hydro, it's probably generated by water, yes?
no. Hydro is a supplier, if I remember correctly, because I was watching a crime documentary about that, and some guy had his hydro disconnected. He had no electricity.
Oh, right, okay. Usually anything hydro is water related.
It might be the company. Come on. Petrol and gas, yeah. Cutlery and silverware. We have an American friend, and what I think couldn't get used to was the fact that we put a bowl in the sink to do the washing up.
Yes, that is a British thing, I'm afraid. We definitely do that. You're all right.
Yeah.
Has your fitness decided to die?
In Lower Mainland BC, I think there's a hydroelectric dam. Yeah.
I think we've got a couple here, haven't we?
Yeah, we've got a few. We've got one in North Wales.
Actually, there's a hydroelectric dam just up the road. Did you know?
Which one?
That's Friburgh. There's a weir which generates electricity.
Yeah, don't surprise me.
Yeah, it's on the Don.
When I worked in Rotherham, my duck was often used. Yeah. Whereabouts did you work, Alison? When my husband met me, it was like we were speaking two dialects. Yeah.
Duck is not a Yorkshire thing. It's more East Midlands.
Yeah, I was going to say it's more your area, isn't it? Lincolnshire, because your mum uses duck a lot.
Yeah, it is, but it's also it's said a lot in like Nottinghamshire and Derbyshire too. So it's kind of it's not really exclusive to me, but
yeah. Bud as well, Buddy. Bud short for Buddy. Our John uses Bud a lot.
He uses that, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not really a British thing though, that one.
Oh, the hospital. Ah, my cousin works there. She's a nurse. And my ex next door neighbour used to work there. And one of my school friends works. I know a few people at work up there.
Hospital inside out, apparently.
I've got to go. Cats are wanting supper. See you on Wednesday. No worries at all. Okay, wonderful. Cheryl, I finished my Disney acrostic section. Can I get a bell?
Yeah,
of course you
on.
can.
Hold on, let me find the bell. It's been put away now.
Don't put the bell away. You never know.
Well, I figured that you're done with so and so I put the bell back.
Nope. Now you know yourself. There's still some bell moments that creep in.
What?
I'll take that as a no.
Nicely done, Cheryl.
Asking if I was listening to this or not.
I asked if you could hear me.
No. I've got the earbuds in. Most of the time, it's full blast.
You know, you'll just damage your hearing
You'll
doing
get
that.
deaf doing that.
When I met him, he didn't have an electric kettle. I was horrified. I made him go to Target and buy one. Yes, that's the other
Can you
thing,
manage
isn't it?
that? Do you want
Americans
some help?
don't tend to use an electric kettle. They use like a stovetop one.
Yeah, that's like
Whereas
what we
they're
used to do
completely
years
out
and
of-
years ago.
Out of favour here in the UK at all.
Yeah. You know what? It's because Americans don't drink a lot of tea. That's what it is. We have the kettle because it's
Yeah, but it's not
basically-
just for tea. It could be for anything.
Yeah, no, but what's right? Most people who own a kettle in this country use it to make tea, do they not?
Tea or coffee.
Oh, coffee, yes.
I use it to mine to make tea, to make coffee, to boil water for cooking pasta, to boil water for cooking vegetables, to boil water for making gravy, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
There's lots of things I use the kettle for.
Yeah, but mostly it's for tea. Because the
Well,
British
coffee.
Empire was built on tea. Which isn't far wrong, considering that most of our tea came from China.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? And dishwashers. Most households in the, correct me if I'm wrong, but believe that most, if not all, households in the USA have a dishwasher. Whereas in the UK, they're still very much an optional thing.
Well, we've got a dishwasher. He's talking to you now.
It's your two fair hands, dear.
We have a human dishwasher.
Yeah,
We
we
certainly
do.
do.
Unless you want to volunteer to take over from me.
No thanks. I've known you in the past to complain about my washing up.
For good reason. Because half the time the pots are still mucky.
Excuse me. That's most of the time with you.
Lots of people don't have dishwashers. They're costly. I can't live without one. Right, I see. And what about washing machines, Enid? Because I see quite a lot of things about people going to what you call a laundromat. We would call it a laundrette.
And if they do have washing machines, from what I've seen, typically in America,
They're in a bathroom
they're in like a separate room.
or in a separate room.
Yeah, they're like a utility room, don't they?
Yeah.
And they've
Whereas here, they're in the kitchen.
got- we have our washing machine, kitchen, a dryer, and conservatory.
I know a lot of Americans have them in the basements.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basement, cellar.
Yeah.
That's another one.
Yeah, we call them cellars.
Because
It's
Americans wash their eggs, they have to store their eggs in the fridge.
And that's another thing, actually,
Yeah.
about basement / cellar. The big difference is that the Americans actually use them properly. We just tend to
chuck stuff down
and
and-
forget it's even there.
Yeah.
or attic.
Well, yeah, the attic's another one where that happens. Yeah.
Also, because the USA uses 110 volts, so the electric kettles get less effective and kind of slow.
Oh yeah, of course. You've got less power, haven't you?
See, for us, it's 240.
Yeah, we have 240 volt. I think no, is it not? Is it
240.
Is it 230 now? I think they've downgraded it a little bit.
Oh, it might be 230 then. But max is 240. Washing machine's actually upstairs in the bathroom. The only time we have washing downstairs is when we peg it out on the line. Right, got you. I see quite a lot of reels pop up on Facebook. I do a bit of doom scrolling at night. And
I love that term. I love that term.
I see like, oh, have a look at this apartment to rent that's in Brooklyn. It's great because it's got a washer and dryer stack, which are usually in the bathroom. You know, and for me, that's unusual because for us, our washers and dryers are normally in the kitchen. Well, for us, our washer's in the kitchen, our dryer's in the conservatory.
In most houses, I mean, don't get me wrong, there are other arrangements.
And conservatory, you might call it a garden room or something like that. We also don't need a license for TV. Ooh, we do.
What, in America, don't need a license for
Nope.
TV? Really?
Well, no, but don't forget, us here, we're paying for the flipping BBC.
God, don't get me started. Do not get me started on the BBC.
And even if you're watching a streaming service that shows BBC programmes, you still have to pay for it.
Yeah, well, it won't be long before the BBC ceases to exist in the way they're going. Because you have to admit, so sometimes their quality is very poor.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't watch much television at all. I tend to watch YouTube, podcasts and stuff like that. And I do have Netflix on at the moment because I'm binge watching House at the moment, the TV series. I'm on season 5. And yeah, I don't watch, certainly the amount of times I watch live TV, I can count on the fingers in one hand over the course of a year.
Yeah, it's not very often.
We never ever watch live TV, only if it's like a major news event, like, for example, when the Queen died, when Prince Philip died, when the coronation happened, you know.
I mean, they are national events, and, you know, you kind of expect to watch those.
But there's no programme that we actually watch at all regularly.
No. Because there's no need, really.
Does a TV license will include the radio? Theoretically, yes. However, I think something like 96% of people in the UK have a TV. So I think it's just naturally assumed that people are paying for that too. I'm not 100% sure.
The license fee include the radio?
Yeah, because you have to have a radio license. You used to have a dog license in this country. I wish they'd bring them back.
Hang on a minute. How could it possibly include the radio? Because you could have a car which has got a radio, and still pick up all the BBC stations.
Yeah.
But you not necessarily need a house for that, do you? So
nope.
So why? So how could you have possible radio?
Well, it's BBC radio, so one would presume that it falls under a portion of the BBC license fee goes for the radio as well.
Well, it probably does, but my point is, you wouldn't need a license to listen to the radio in your car if that's all you had.
I don't think so, no.
That's a grey
but I'm
area.
not sure if the license fee includes for radio.
That's a grey area, that, if you ask me.
Yeah, they used to be licensed to own a dog, and I really do wish that they'd bring that back.
Yeah, dog licenses. Yes, I remember those.
Because it would stop people from being irresponsible and breeding dogs just for the sake of it.
Yes, I'm afraid that did happen at one time.
It still does.
Well, what can I say? People do anything to make money.
I mean, we had our TV here, our main living room TV. It was broken for about 6 months, but we never noticed because we don't watch it.
Don't watch it. The only reason it's come back on recently is because Lauren has decided to get into wrestling. And because of that...
Well, no, it's not even that, because I said what we would do is we would replace the broken TV by Christmas, which is what we did.
We did do, yes. And
then Lauren has never been away from it. You don't need a radio license anymore unless you're a business. Is that the PRS one? I think for a business. Got you.
What's PRS, Nikki?
It's the performance rights one.
Right.
To allow you to play music, you know, and live into a, you know, like if you had a cafe, for example.
Oh, right, yeah.
Fun, interesting fact. My ex-boss at the pub, he used to have music, but his was Sky Radio. And because he was already paying for his Sky subscription, he didn't need to pay PRS for it.
Right, okay.
Because it was from abroad. It was in German or something.
Oh. That's one way around it. Because I know in a pub they have to have have to pay for their
to pay for music.
Yeah, they can't just put the telly on. They've got to have
a license for it
to do so. Yeah. Which is I think that's I understand it, but at the same time you don't
get it. Yeah.
It's kind of going against.
You have to have the appropriate license if you're going to do live music and things as well.
Yeah, that's called what's it called? Public performance something. I can't remember what it's called. But yes, you're right. You do have to have something for live music too.
Anna Karen says, any mobile phone or computer can also stream radio and TV these days, so it's not only the FM AM. So here in Sweden, they moved the license fee to the taxes, so no separate bill.
That makes sense.
That would make
sense. Actually.
That would make better sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah. But that's typical of the Scandinavians. They always have the best ideas, which we then copy.
Yeah, absolutely. Beware, the BBC might be copying you soon, Anna Karen.
So we definitely had the wrong idea, scaring the Vikings off.
Funny. We've all watched a little Viking in as well.
We do.
But yeah, I mean, for me, I tend to just watch YouTube and Netflix if there's something comes up that I want to watch. So like I said, they published every season of House, and I loved watching it the first time around. So Hugh Laurie's like my spirit animal in it.
He's done some good stuff in.
Very.
He is funny.
Yeah. Funny, isn't it? Loved him in Blackadder. I could never get into Blackadder.
You're joking me, right?
No, I could never get into it.
It's funny you should mention Blackadder, because the other day I saw it wasn't a meme, it was someone's opinion of the whole thing. And it said something along the lines of Blackadder the first, very funny. The second was exquisite. The third was really good. The fourth one was disappointing apart from the powerful ending. And I just thought to myself, that is completely wrong. Is it upside down? I mean...
Yeah. See, I never could get into Blackadder. Maddie's wondering how much percent are we on this project by the end of the stream. I will be over 4% because I'm currently at 4.01%.
Well, you get a bell for that, don't you?
Yeah, go on, I can have a little bell for getting 4%.
Yeah, you don't have enough bells, you don't. Everyone else gets bells and you don't get any.
I love to listen to scary stories narration on YouTube when I do housework. I put my AirPods in and get to work and get spooky. Yeah. I have a few true crime YouTubers that I listen to fairly religiously.
Lauren started watching Fascinating Horror.
Yeah, Fascinating Horror is quite good, which is stories about disasters, whether that be like a natural disaster, a man-made disaster, a medication disaster, that kind of thing, like the thalidomide. It could be things that's very just for thalidomide, Chernobyl, and the tsunami.
Yeah. The guy who narrates it, Christian, whatever his surname is, he's got the most boring voice ever.
Yeah.
But what he covers is actually really good.
There's true crime and true crime, Lizzie. There's true crime that's horrific, like for example the channel Disturbing. That's quite horrific, quite graphic. But if you listen to something like The Little Shop of Crime, he has a much more gentle perspective on it, and it's not as horrific as it, if it was Disturbing, for example, that was doing it. I listen with my hearing aids and use my phone to text here and watch on my TV. Ah, right. When I'm doing housework, I find an 80s radio station and crack on. 1984 was the best year in pop, bar none, and you can fight me for that one. I love the year 1984. There was some great music in 1984, and it was a real mishmash and a bit of a turning point in British music. I was in the UK. You pay for licensing. I read in the UK that you pay for licensing for TV. Yes, we do. It's about £130 a year. Something like that.
Well, it keeps going up, doesn't it? Like everything else.
Keeps going up a few pounds a year. You get it free if you're over a certain age. I think it's over 80. You get it for free. There used to be a discounted license as well, because you used to be able to buy television sets that only showed programming in black and white. But now I don't think black and white television sets are made anymore. And the black and white television set they used to charge less for. My grandparents had a black and white television set. It was fun watching my granddad watch the snooker on a black and white television set in the 80s. And, what was that famous comment?
What?
For those of you watching on black and white.
Oh, the yellow's behind the green.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Listen to country music like Conway Twitty. I'm pretty sure there you mean Loretta Lynn and George Jones, and louder, better cleaning. Yeah. Yeah. My grandparents hired their television set. Yep, my mum did too. And my sister did until recent times. And you had to put £1 in a set-top box to watch television for so many hours. I think it was about 7 hours you got for £1. And when it used to run out, we used to say, "Mum, have you got £1? Telly's clonked." Because it used to stop with a clonk. Kids these days don't know the bone.
They really don't. You're right. They haven't got a clue.
It used to be like, "Telly's clonked. Well, I ain't got another £1. You'll have to go to the shop and get some change." And for us to go to the shop, it were a 20-minute walk there and a 20-minute walk back.
They haven't got a clue.
Nope.
And I say that as a child of the 90s even. I realised something the other day. Talking about the 90s now is like people in the 90s talking about the 60s.
Yeah.
Which is very scary.
When I was born, there were 3 channels. Channel 4 came in 1981. And there were no such thing as remote controls. You had to get up and press a switch to change the channel over. So we all used to avoid sitting closest to the TV, because my mum would pick on whoever was sat closest to the TV. And she didn't like what was on. If you got to turn it over to ITV and she didn't like it, she'd ask you to go back and turn it back over to BBC. It used to drive me and my brother and sister daft. My brother just didn't bother watching telly. He used to just go up in his room.
Well, he still doesn't now. I don't think he watches a lot of
He,
telly, does
he just watches Sky News.
Yeah. Well. He's as bad burnt as scolded, I suppose.
It was same with electricity. We used to have electricity on a 50 pence meter for electricity.
The guy used to come around and empty it.
Yeah.
Now, I'm too young to remember that, but I know it wasn't too long after I was born that it stopped. So,
Well, can you remember when we went to the caravan in Wales on holiday and there was a 20 pence meter?
Yeah,
they were exactly like that.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly like that, yeah.
There was an April Fool's joke that you could turn your black and white TV into colour TV by putting a nylon stocking over the screen. And I bet loads of people fell for that.
That's brilliant.
I bet loads of people fell for it.
Oh, crike. What did we used to do for April Fool's jokes, Nikki?
Don't know.
I remember right. I don't know whether it's the case in America, but it's certainly the case in British primary schools. Every school used to have a piano in the hall.
Yeah.
Right? Because it used to be a thing that someone played the piano and you'd
be singing hymns.
And I remember one time someone taped all the keys together for April Fools. So he went to press the key and it just went.
God. And then remote controls evolved. Well, televisions evolved from having the buttons to having a remote control, but the first remote controls were connected by a curly wire, so they weren't really remote controls. And in our house, it was known as a doofer.
A doofer?
Yeah. And it was a doofer.
A doofer.
And I can remember when video recorders first came out. And there was a top loading, and if you were really posh, you had a front loading one.
Well, we had a front loading one, but we weren't posh.
Well, trust me, when they first came out, if you got a front loading one, you were considered posh. And microwaves, when the microwave oven first came out.
Yeah, that's still a fairly recent invention.
Yeah. I remember my Auntie Susan having one, and it was also when she got duvets as well, because duvets are a fairly recent invention.
Yeah, they are.
Up until the sort of late 70s, early 80s, we just used to have layers and layers and layers of blankets. Sheets and blankets. Yeah. And then duvets came out.
Yeah, duvets are fairly new.
Yeah, they're an 80s invention.
Yeah.
And then there was all those 80s fads like the Cabbage Patch Dolls, Transformers, and what was the other one? He-Man and the Masters of the Universe that came out in the 80s. My dad liked He-Man. Mind you, my dad liked to watch Inspector Gadget.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
I used to like Danger Mouse, me.
Ah, good old Danger Mouse.
Yep.
Narrated by David Jason.
And my favourite thing to watch after school was Rainbow.
Oh, heck.
And I used to, when I was...
Uncle Zippy and George.
And when I'd finished school...
Lauren's looking at me all gone out.
When I was very little, like sort of 5, 6 years old, my Auntie Susan used to pick me up from school and take me to her house. And my dad used to pick me up on his way home. And I'd always be praying and praying that my dad was late, because it was Look North, followed by Rainbow. And I never, ever got to watch Rainbow on a school day, because my dad was always there picking me up. Patsy says, going to head off now. Knackered, we'll watch and catch up. See you Wednesday. No worries at all. Well, have a good evening, Patsy, and I'll see you Wednesday, Flower. Smurfs, yeah, Smurfs. Microwaves cost a fortune when they first came out. I remember $1,000 in the US.
$1,000 for a
Yeah.
microwave.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was nearly as much as a car.
You can get a decent microwave here for what?
About 30 quid.
30 quid these days, yeah.
I saw an AI image of the Delatron, a Reliant Robin transferring into Del Boy. Oh, blimey. Cindy says she got to run, need to get some dinner. Bye, everyone. Thanks for joining, Cindy. We'll see you soon. You take care, my love.
Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Dun, 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 dun. I've got Inspector Gadget's.
What have I done here? I've done something wrong here. Wait a minute.
Dun, 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 dun.
I loved. Remember, we had black and white for years, and yes, we were the remote. Mum and Dad used to tell us to get up and put it on channel they wanted to watch. Yep.
Yeah.
I love My Little Pony, Care Bears, Danger Mouse, Count Duckula, Bike and Mice from Mars. Yeah.
Oh God, it's scary how many of them are.
Button Moon, that was a favourite of mine. And the Clangers was a bit old for me.
Yeah, that was well before
And
my time.
we never watched Oak like Sooty and Sweet were about, but we never watched it. And Bill and Ben, we never watched that either.
Yeah, that's more 70s, that, isn't it?
Yeah. Why Don't You on Saturday morning?
Oh God, that had the most annoying theme tune.
Why don't you?
Yes. Which is now buzzing around my head in place of Inspector Gadget.
What else? God, yeah, why don't you? Hong Kong Fooey. Nope, never watched that.
No, I didn't watch that either.
Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'll be you.
Yeah, I remember that.
CD player with a booklet with a complete list of music available on CD. Yes. Scooby-Doo, Gummy Bears, the Raccoons.
Yeah, they all ring a bell.
Yeah, Maddie also loved Inspector Gadget, Grot Bags, Why Don't You, Biker Grove. Never watched Biker. Never watched Grange Hill either. And we're not.
Out on Grange Hill.
Yeah, they weren't my kind of program. Yeah, I mean, our kids sort of grew up with things like Tracy Beaker. Never watched that neither. Rainbow Bright, no, not my thing. But yeah, I remember Why Don't You? Oh, and Take Heart.
Oh, with Tony Hart.
And Morph.
Yeah. Good old Morph.
And then in later years, Art Attack.
What was it about Morph? We said something to the girls about Morph a few years ago, didn't we? That he looked like something.
It's claymation, isn't it?
Yeah, that he looked like something or someone.
No, what we said was it was the same people behind Morph who were behind Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's absolutely right. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, Aardman. I found it a little bit hard to believe, actually, that when they said they were making the last Wallace and Gromit because they were running out of clay. I was like, clay's not that hard to get hold of, surely.
Anyone remember 8-track players? Nope. Mork and Mindy. Yes. Robin Williams. Mork and Mindy. Nanu.
Yes.
And the other programs we used to watch would be things like Cheers. Oh, I quite like Cheers. My mum.
Bar in Boston, right?
Yeah, my mum used to like Cagney and Lacey.
Starsky and Hutch.
Dallas and Dynasty. We used to have, oh, my favourite, Chips on a Saturday night. Chips. California Highway Patrol Officers.
I got a clue.
Oh, Chips was brilliant. I hope the weather holds for you. What tomorrow? See you Wednesday. No worries, Alison. Thanks for joining. My childhood consists of Funhouse, Maid Marian and a Merry Men, Get Your Own Back, Record Breakers, Take Heart, Art Attack, Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Sons and Daughters. Nope, never watched that. I can remember when Neighbours and Home and Away started.
Dear.
Yeah, my mum liked Cagney and Lacey, and we watched Dallas, we watched Dynasty, or Dynasty, as they called it in America. We never watched Baywatch, though, because they thought it was rubbish. My parents thought it was rubbish, but I used to like Chips. Eric Estrada, oh my God, he was the absolute bomb. I absolutely loved him.
There was only one reason why anybody watched Baywatch, and you can't tell me any other reason.
Yeah.
No wonder my brother was watching it somewhere.
Yeah, I loved Chips and Knight Rider.
Oh yes, before the Hoff got a bit, got
his kit off in Baywatch.
Yeah, got big in other things.
Yeah,
I quite like Knight Rider actually.
And the A-Team. Yep, A-Team. And
oh, Mr. T, what a legend.
Miami Vice we never really watched. Airwolf, thank you, Senga. I was just trying to think about that.
Yeah.
John Michael Vince, he was hot, wasn't he? Rifleman doesn't ring a bell. Gunsmoke, I did watch a little bit of that, but not much.
Western
We didn't sort of do much westerns in our house. Did the UK air the Brady Bunch? I don't think so.
No, I can't remember that.
Miami Vice, yes. Falcon Crest, yes. Glamour, nope, doesn't ring a bell. Bonanza, yes.
Oh, that's going back to the 60s, isn't it?
Yeah, we used to watch Bonanza. That was probably the only Western thing, apart from maybe you could classify Little House on the Prairie as a Western, because it had that sort of theme.
I don't know whether you could, quite frankly.
And the Waltons was shown as well, but it wasn't something that we watched.
Well, I want to say these are all classics, but
some of them are. I mean, Chips was absolutely brilliant. I used to love Chips.
I don't remember Chips. I don't remember Chips.
And the advert break, it got attention all units. Chips will return in a moment. That's how it used to announce its ad break. It's funny what you remember, isn't it?
Oh, dear.
Spats, Nightmare, Nightmare. That was good. I loved Nightmare.
That was good. That
Children's Hospital Press Gang going live. Brady Bunch was on the UK, right? The Tomorrow People. Didn't really watch that. Glamour might have been called The Bold and the Beautiful. Yes, it would have been. It was shown in the daytime, The Bold and the Beautiful, along with Falcon Crest and Days of Our Lives. And I only know these because my sister used to watch them. She was obsessed with them. I never did. MacGyver. Yeah. Kojak.
Oh yes, I remember Kojak.
Lizzie, that one was literally called just The Chart Show. There was no presenter, and you'd have the pop charts, you'd have maybe a rock chart and some other alternative, and it'd just be videos for an hour on a Saturday morning about 11:30.
If I remember rightly, Kojak, we used to take the absolute smeg out of everybody who was bald at that time.
Yeah.
So we looked like
Kojak, yeah. Telly Savalas, who loves you, baby. Columbo, oh yes.
Oh, one more thing.
And what was it? Angela Lansbury, that one.
Oh crap, what's the name of that?
You know the one I mean.
I do know the one you mean. Help me out, people. What was that one called?
It's like, and had the piano music. Murder, She Wrote.
Yes,
Thank you, Tracy.
That's it.
Starsky and Hutch, never really watched that. Prisoner Cell Block H.
Oh,
That used to be on at middle at night.
Yes, and it was complete and utter crap.
Again, it was something we used to watch after we'd come in from pub. You know, when we'd been out at, in clubbing, we used to watch Prisoner, and then there used to be The Hitman and Her used to be on in middle at night. Do you know what The Hitman and Her was? Right. It was Pete Waterman and Michaela Strachan, and they would go in various clubs around the country, and they'd just be like playing the music that was in the charts, the top of the charts at the time, the dance music, and introducing new stuff and this, that, and other. And all you'd see was it'd be people dancing. It was just like an hour and a half or 2 hours of people dancing, and Michaela Strachan or Pete Waterman saying, "Oh, and this is this song from such and such a person." It got great ratings for being on it middle at night. The Hitman and Her.
Right, okay. I don't understand that
British
one,
institution.
Oh dear, telly is so different now.
It is. I used to like watching the game show. Saturday night used to be game show night because there'd be things like...
Bullseye.
No, that was on a Sunday tea time. Antiques Roadshow and then Bullseye on the other side.
Yes.
But on Saturday nights, you used to have things like You Bet.
Yeah, I remember that.
Noel's House Party.
Yes.
Game for a Laugh.
The good thing about Noel's House Party,
yeah,
it was so crap, but it was actually so good.
Yeah, game for a Laugh, and then there was the Goodies.
Yeah. Which
had like Tim Brooke Taylor and what have you in it, I can't remember his stuffing name, but on Saturday nights used to be like game show night.
There was Gladiators on Saturday night.
Things like
what?
Blankety blank. Because my mind just went blank. Take your pick, yeah. Bullseye. How to Going Wild, yeah. Wonder Woman, $1 Million Man, yeah. All of these. What's the one with the cuddly toy and the fondue set? The Generation game. And the other one that Bruce Forsyth did with the playing cards.
Play cards right.
Play cards right, yeah.
No, what a legend.
We could go on, couldn't we?
That was a sad day when we lost Brucey.
We could absolutely go on. Did you know that Bruce Forsyth's ashes are buried in a theatre in London?
Are they?
Yes, they are buried in the London Palladium.
All right, okay.
They're under the stage in the London Palladium. God, we could go on forever, couldn't we, about all of these? Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Yes, really. He is buried in the London Palladium.
Why is he there then?
Because that's where he had his last performance, I think, before he died.
Oh.
His last public appearance.
Well, there we go. Hey, learn something new every day.
Right, it is 10 to 10.
Are you still on your lap?
I am about to finish up, Hannah.
Yes, Mum's had a bumper live tonight. It's going on for 2.5 hours, isn't it?
2 hours and 40 minutes, actually.
Wow. Easter special.
Yeah, Easter special, extra time as I promised. So we are going to wrap this one up now because I have done 470 stitches. We've had a fabulous sew and tell.
Yeah.
It's been an awesome night once again of reminiscing. So I am going to be wrapping this one up and say thank you so very, very much for joining me. So I'm going to clear off because me and Hannah have got to go to bed for our sleep, ready for our walk tomorrow.
Yes, the mammoth walk.
What I will do is I will post some pictures in the Facebook group so you guys can join us as we go along. And yeah, you'll get to sort of see, you know, where we are and what we can see. So I will see you guys on Wednesday if you're all around. So fingers crossed. So I'll see you soon, everybody. Thanks for watching. Have a good evening. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.